Shiny Pokemon are extremely rare, and it could take thousands of encounters just to find one. So I decided to torture myself by attempting a shiny only challenge of Pokemon Sword. To make things even harder, this is also a hardcore Nuzlocke, which means my shiny Pokemon can die. And oh boy, do a lot of them die. I started this journey in December of 2023, and I've only just completed it in November of 2024. That's almost a year. That's how long this took me. How many shinies did I find in almost a year? How many will even make it out alive? And can I beat the undefeated champion? Well, let's find out. Look, I'd love to say that our first hunt was for a shiny starter, but this is the game that started the trend of the starters being shiny locked, so unfortunately we can't soft reset for one. But don't worry, I will get my hands on a shiny Scorbunny. We'll just have to wait for a while. Instead, my first shiny hunt is in Route 1. And here we can find a lot of cool shiny Pokemon, but I didn't even notice that this was a shiny. Oh wait, that's shiny? Huh? Wait, no way, wait, that freaking sucks. Dude, if I didn't see the sparkles, I would have ran from this. There's no way that's shiny, dude. Oh my... Looks like every other blip blob I've ran into. Blip bug? Blip bug? Yeah, that's how you say it. Oh my god. I mean, it's a shiny, I guess, but it kind of sucks. Oh well, might as well, gotta catch it. It's Nuzlocke, but goddamn. Alright. Now, I was actually pretty disappointed with this shiny. I thought Blippi was super lame, and you can't really blame me, because look at them, they're the same. They're the same Pokemon, basically. But my mind did quickly change after evolving it at level 10. Hey, let's see if its evolution looks any better, maybe, because, this... Oh? Wait? That looks so much better. Because it's normally a bright yellow. Oh, that looks actually pretty sick. Now that I have my very first shiny, I can finally begin the run for real. And after some yapping and walking, Hop challenges us to a battle. And I was a bit nervous seeing he had 3 Pokemon, but his Wooloo is level 5, so Blippi just sets up a Reflect to boost his defense before two-shotting the rest of Hop's team. So that was an easy win. After our victory, we are given the Dynamax band, and we head to the wild area, where I decided to find my next shiny. But since I recorded from getting to the wild area and doing the shiny hunt, it ended up being like a 12-hour long file, and it kinda just broke. But I found Arrow, the shiny Electrike, which is really cool, and shiny Manectric is super amazing and isn't talked about nearly enough. Sadly, Arrow wouldn't make it that far. He is able to help me beat Hop in our second battle, but then I run into Bede. Now I thought Bede would be a super easy and super simple battle, with Blippi having a clear advantage against his psychic types. But after setting up a light screen, Bede's Solosis uses a horrifying move. It used Endeavor. This move matches the user's HP with the target's. This means if we don't one-shot it, we could be in a lot of trouble. You know those Rattata sweeps? That could happen to us. I don't want to get feared, and I'm really not confident that Blippi can one-shot with Struggle Bug, so I use Confusion instead for some small chip. And on the next turn, a Struggle Bug doesn't KO, and it uses Endeavor. An Oran Berry does heal Blippi just a bit, but now he's super low and has to take down 2 more Pokemon. The light screen does let Blippi win the 1v1 against Hattini, but a round did leave him on 5 HP. Thankfully, a level up does bring that up to 7 HP, so hell yeah, stonks baby. That's right, Blippi's bringing Stonks back. 7 HP is nice and all, but I'm still terrified of Gothita. Thankfully, it uses Pound, which only does 4 damage, and I thought with the boost from Swarm, Struggle Bug might have OHKO'd. But not only does it survive in the yellow, it also has competitive, so we've given it a free special attack boost. Well, this is really bad, and I only had one way to avoid the wipe here, so I send an Arrow on a +1 side beam that almost one-shots him. Since he did survive though, he's able to land a Thunder Wave before being killed by a Psybeam. But he died a hero, as that Thunder Wave allows Blippi to come in and outspeed and finish the battle with one last Struggle Bug. Losing Arrow was actually super upsetting for me, because not only did it take 12 hours to find, but Arrow was the name of my childhood dog who sadly passed away last year. and I really thought I could bring him all the way to the Hall of Fame, but sadly, Arrow's story ends here. But much like real life, I'll never forget him. I hope the Arrows are up in doggy heaven, playing some fetch and napping in the sun. Anyway, Bede is now my most hated trainer in all of Pokemon. He's replaced Atticus because he killed my dog. I will do what I can to ruin his life. And trust me, we do ruin his life. The first step in ruining Bede's life is meeting him in the Champion Cup. To get there though, I'd need all 8 badges, which brings me to Turffield Stadium. And after completing a really cute gym challenge, we could finally challenge the first gym leader of Galar. Milo uses grass types and honestly probably some roids because god, just look at those muscles. He could crush like a watermelon, like between the biceps or something. Guy's insane. And anyway, the roided farmer leads with Glossifer, but Blippi has the clear advantage and can KO with 2 struggle bugs. For this run, I'm allowing myself to Dynamax only when or after the opponent Dynamaxes, which means I get to see Big Blippi, who wins the battle with 3 max Flutterbys. And finally, we have our first gym badge. But I did also lose an arm after Milo rips it off with his handshake. Or at least crush my bones, because goddamn he's huge. Now, Blippi definitely can't take on Nessa all by himself, and since Arrow has sadly passed, I was going to need a new shiny. So I went back to the wild area and started hunting in the grass here. This patch had the best chances of finding a good Pokemon that could deal with Nessa's Ace Dreadnought, which is a huge power boost compared to Eldegoss. And while I hunt for my new team member, I wanted to ask you all a quick question. What was your first shiny Pokemon? Mine was a Zubat in Mount Moon, who I thought was glitched, so I caught it thinking I was the only one in the world with a green bat. And now shiny Zubat and Golbat have a special place in my heart. Also, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gives me a nice little dopamine boost whenever I hit the refresh on YouTube Studio. Please, I need it. I need it badly. Oh hey, here's our new shiny. Oh, dude, that's shiny. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Oh my, dude, I'm so pumped. That is so awesome. Shiny Roselia, Roserade, one of my favorite shinies. All right, let's catch this thing. We get this one ball. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. The really cool thing about Rose, other than it being a really awesome shiny, is that we can evolve it pretty quickly by talking to the Digging Brothers, who can dig up a shiny stone. So Rose the Budu evolves into Roselia, which looks incredible and has always been an S tier shiny to me. But even better is shiny Roserade. God, this Pokemon is so freaking cool. Team Yell blocks the path to Holeberry, so Blippi sorts them out with some struggle bugs. And legit, on the same bridge, Hop blocks our path as well, so Rose has to teach him a quick lesson by setting up growths on his Wooloo into one-shotting his whole team. And I've finally made it to Holeberry. We then run into Chairman Rose, not to be confused with our Rose. Didn't really think about that when nicknaming her. As he's talking to Bede, who is bad-mouthing us like he didn't freaking just kill my dog. Anyway, we get invited to go to dinner after our battle, and we're told to make it quick. But that's kind of hard to do when Nessa isn't even at the damn gym. We fetch Nessa and enter the gym, and my god, these gym puzzles put Scarlet and Violet to shame. It's actually beautiful in here. Well, we clear out the puzzle and challenge Nessa for our second badge. I won't lie, having a Roserade makes this fight super easy, as Giga Drain one-shots Goldeen, and Petal Dance rips apart Arrokuda. Since Rose is locked into Petal Dance, we can't Dynamax, but it doesn't really matter as Rose just outspeeds and literally blows up Nessa's Dreadnought. So that's a super easy second badge. But Kabu was looking very terrifying with his team of fully evolved fire types. Before we worry about any of that though, I have a super awkward dinner, and I honestly didn't feel like I needed to be here. But hey, free food is free food, especially in this economy. I was told that I should head to Galamine 2, where I run into my nemesis Bede, who Rose absolutely destroys. Look at that face. I can't wait for it to be consumed by sadness. And I guess the mines are just a cool place to hang out in the UK because everyone was here. From Team Yell, who Hop and I beat in a double battle, to the third gym leader Kabu. We ask him nicely to go back to his gym so we can challenge him, and so he runs off into the distance. If I challenge Kabu right now with my current team, I'd get cooked, as both Blippi and Rose are weak to fire types, and his fire types are no joke. So I was in desperate need of a water type, and honestly there wasn't many cool water types available to us. So I went for one of the most underrated shinies in the franchise. Oh, shiny Wingull, yes! Oh my god, finally. Oh my, yes. Look at it. Look at him glide. Oh, hell yeah, man. This took forever. Thank god. Alright, we can finally have a Pokemon that isn't weak to Kabu. We get super lucky as Pelly has Hydration, which turns into Drizzle when she evolves into Pelipper. This would be essential for beating Kabu. He leads the battle with Ninetales and I lead with Pelly. Pelly does get burnt by a Will-O-Wisp as she sets up an agility for +2 speed. This lets her outspeed on the next turn, but Water Pulse isn't able to KO, but Ninetales just misses a Fire Spin. Kabu knows that Ninetales is going to faint here, so he uses a final quick attack for some chip damage before it gets KO'd. This brings in his Arcanine, but Pelly was actually able to OHKO this time, so Kabu is left with his Ace Centiskorch. I Dynamax Pelly as she becomes a massive shiny, and Kabu's Centiskorch turns into its G-Max form. It's able to survive Pelly's rain boosted Max Geyser with red HP before firing back with a weak G-Max move as Pelly finishes the battle off with one last Max Airstream. Thank god for Pelly, or this would have ended in a lot of deaths. Also, I love how the first 3 gym leaders come and see you off, and how defeating Kabu is considered a big deal. I don't know, it just feels like the adults in this game are actually adults. Well, for the most part anyway. With them seeing us off, Hop and I head back into the wild area where Bede rage baits him into a battle. Hop, if you lose to him, I swear to god, we are no longer friends. God damn it, Hop. First he kills my dog, and now he's going to send my best friend into his grief era. I do not say grief era lightly, by the way, it's just the best way to explain it. Well, there is a bunch of random story stuff going on, but it's kind of unimportant, so let's move on to something way cooler, and that's Blippi's final evolution into Orbeetle. And this shiny is so freaking good. I can't believe I was ever mad about running into Blipbug. With Blippi evolved, we head to Route 6, which is actually home to my next shiny hunt. Oh, wait, I think that's shiny. That's shiny, right? Yes, let's go. Oh, this took so long. This area actually super annoying to freaking shiny hunt in. Oh my god, I can't speak. Oh, we finally got it though. This is such a cool Pokemon. Oh, hell yeah. Rose, get out of the way. We're trying to look. Okay, or I could just be, you know, egoing. There it is. Look at him. God, he's so cool. Now, Mask is really cool, but he does have one of the most infamous evolution methods in the whole franchise. You see, Yamask has to take at least 49 damage in one hit. Then you go and walk under this bridge in the wild area, and bam, it evolves. Like, without the internet or a guidebook, how would you even know to do this? It's so wild. The other issue is that Yamask is a weird middle ground of tanky. It's tanky enough to take less than 49 damage from a neutral attack, but not tanky enough to safely survive a super effective hit. To safely get the damage requirement, I head to Hammerlock and go into this house on the left of the Pokemon Center, where I battle Black Belt Brian. Once defeated, he gives me the Focus Sash. I then head back to the wild area and battle a Dreadnought that does 54 damage with a bite. For the last step, I bike to the Dusty Bowl, and as soon as I ride under these pillars, Mask evolves. And this Pokemon is so goddamn cool. It's almost worth the hassle it takes to get it. With Mask on the team, I'm more than ready to challenge the next gym, but of course, Hop is here to stop me. He's somehow worse than Nimona. He did change up his team in an attempt to cure his post-B-Day depression, and for the most part, his new team is alright. I mean, Cramorant is a pretty cool mon, but his last team member was a Toxel. Bud caused an Amber Alert in an attempt to beat me in a battle, and that's crazy. Well, I've just made Hobbs' inferiority complex even worse, but at least I get to go on a cool ride to forget all the pain I just caused my best friend. And I seriously don't know how we went from these gym challenges to these. Anyway, with the challenge completed, we can now fight Bee for our next badge. She leads with her Hitmontop, but Mask is immune to all of its moves, so a few Shadow Claws takes it down. Her Pangoro, however, threatens Mask with a super effective Night Slash, but I still do have the Focus Sash attached, but it just uses a work up to boost its attack, as Mask then counters that boost with a Will-O-Wisp, burning it, which in turn halves its attack. I thought with the burn, Mask might be able to win the 1v1, but unfortunately Pangoro's Night Slash puts Mask in range for a crit, and Bulldoze isn't anywhere close to being a 2-hit KO, so Mask can't afford to stay in. I switch into Pelly, who eats a weak Night Slash, but then she misses her Air Slash, and a second hit from Pangoro procs our Citrus Berry. Thankfully the second Air Slash connects and the edgy panda finally falls. Bee then sends in her Surfetched, which is another amazing Galar form. I mean, look at him, he radiates aura. Its pure awesomeness throws off Pelly a bit as an Air Slash fails to Oko, but it gets arrogant and sets up a Swords Dance, so a 100% accurate Water Pulse drowns it out, and Bee is now left with her Machamp. Since Bee is going to G-Max here, we turn Pelly into a Big Bird, and she turns her Machamp into Forearms from Ben 10. It's actually quite tanky as well, as Max Airstream doesn't even take it into the red, but its best move against Pelly is a weak Max Darkness, so one more Max Airstream sends it back to the Omnitrix and earns me my 4th badge. After completing my gym battle, Sonya comes to have a chat, but it's interrupted by a huge rumble, and when we go to investigate, it's Bede trying to destroy a historical site. Well, luckily for us, we get 2 forms of revenge here, as Mask completely solos his whole team, and after the battle, we get to watch him get kicked out of the gym challenge. Look at that face. With the 4th badge in hand and Bede's hopes and dreams destroyed, we're now halfway through the game and I still haven't gotten myself a shiny Score Bunny. Let's fix that. Now at the start of the game I did a lot of resetting to get a female Score Bunny. This means I just need to find a male Pokemon in the same egg group, so meet Dad Trio, because 3 dads are better than 1. I put Score Mummy and Dad Trio into the daycare and they start producing offspring. And this hunt took me ages, like at least 28 hours, but eventually I hatch my long awaited starter. Oh, yes. Oh my god, look at him. Look at him jump. Oh, finally. Oh, this took so long. Thank god. Look at him, he's so cute. Oh, it's a shame we have to evolve this so quickly. Oh, but look, he's so freaking... Oh, I love Score Bunny. Man, I adore Score Bunny. He's just so goddamn cute. Look at him in the camp. Look at him run. The ears, the speed. Oh, I love him. I was so tempted to just not evolve Score Bunny, as I'm not nearly as passionate about Cinderace, but since this is a Nuzlocke, the extra power is very appreciated, especially with him learning Pyro Ball once evolved. Oh, I also named him Ace, which is not only a reference to his species name, his position on the team as the technical first Pokemon of the run, but also named after Fire Fist Ace, one of the best fire users in anime. Let's just hope they don't share the same fate. The road between the 4th and 5th badge is one of the few not blocked by a random rival battle, which means I can challenge Opal straight away for the 5th badge. She leads with yet another goated Galar form in Galar Weezing. Sadly, its part poison type means a Sludge Bomb from Rose isn't super effective, allowing it to survive, but she is nice enough to give Rose a speed boost after answering a quiz correctly. A second Sludge Bomb confirms the KO onto Weezing, and Togekiss enters the battle. I thought a super effective Sludge Bomb would easily one-shot here, but sadly Togekiss survives on red HP, but does get poisoned, as Rose barely survives an Air Slash. I for some reason switch into Mask here, but Rose would have just KO'd with a second Sludge Bomb, as we outsped, so Mask takes unnecessary damage as the poison KOs Togekiss. Opal sends in her Mawile, which intimidates Mask, lowering his attack stat, but we answer another quiz question, and this time Mask is given a boost to his defense and special defense. This means a crunch from Mawile does barely any damage, and since it is a contact move, we switch abilities, which actually lets us get an attack drop. Sadly, this cool play is ruined by me clicking Slam, which switches our abilities right back as it gets a second Intimidate off. With Mask at low HP and weakened attack, I decide it's best to bring in Ace for his very first battle. And despite Mawile getting off an Iron Defense on the switch, Pyro Ball is able to cleanly one-shot. Now, I didn't know how to leave the gym challenge to go heal, so that was my last Pyro Ball PP, which makes things really awkward when Alcremie enters the battle. I know it's going to G-Max here, so I switch into Pelly, but after turning into a massive cake, it hits a nasty G-Max finale, which brings Pelly really low. I predict another G-Max finale, so I switch back into Ace, who resists the attack. Since he did tank the hit so well, Ace stays in and hits a soft headbutt before Alcremie uses its final G-Max move, which does restore most of its HP. Since Blippi is the only one on the team left with full HP, I send him out and he ends up being my Dynamax target. And he can KO Alcremie with 3 max Mindstorms for a very messy 5th badge. After defeating Opal, she offers to travel with us back to Hammerlock, which I wasn't too thrilled about until I watched her absolutely creep on Bede. These have to be some of the most terrifying still frames in all of gaming, but it still isn't enough torture for me to let go of my revenge. But the time will come. There is once again a huge rumble, but for maybe the first time ever in a Pokemon game, the adults of the region tell us to ignore it as they run off to deal with the danger. This is such a refreshing change of pace. But the moment of peace is quickly ruined by Hop, who has crafted another team. Rose easily handles his Trevorant, Pelly one-shots Heatmore, and Mask 1v1s Boltund. But the problem begins with his Rillaboom. Blippi has always had a good time bursting Hop's ace, so I switch him in on a weak drum beating. Hop then goes for a second drum beating, which makes me believe he has no other moves to hit Blippi with, as Bug Buzz fails to KO. But then he whips out a random brutal swing, killing my very first shiny of the run. I send in Rose, who avenges her good friend, and Ace gets his Snorlax low before Mask finishes it off with a Bulldoze. I know Blippi had been getting outscaled for a while now, but losing my very first shiny of the run was a heavy hit, and I'd grown to appreciate Blippi so much after being so surprised by his amazing shiny palette. Goodbye, Blippi. To honor Blippi's memory, I head straight to Gordy's gym to earn my next gym badge. Gordy uses rock types, and for once, I have multiple Pokemon with the advantage, and I abuse this as everyone but Ace plays a role in the battle. Rose one-shots his lead Barbaracle with Giga Drain, 2 Skulls from Pelly boils Shuckle, and Mask runs over Stonejourner with Bulldoze, leaving Gordy with his Ace Colossal. But as it G-Maxes, Mask Dynamaxes, and 2 quad-effective Max Quakes, ends this beautiful display of teamwork and earns us the 6th badge. And of course, Hop challenges us once again to a battle. Thankfully, his old new team is pretty weak, so it's an easy win. Like seriously, Hop, you go through all the soul searching to end up with a Pincurchin on your team? Seriously, mate? Well, with another Hop battle out of the way, I'm reminded that I'm down a team member, and I have no clear advantage against Piers, the next gym leader. So I head to Route 9 to hunt for an extremely underrated shiny and a Pokemon that isn't talked about nearly enough. I mean, look at him, he's a boxing octopus. I know it kinda gives Crab Brawler vibes, but it's way cuter and its shiny is incredible. Yo, let's go. Oh, that didn't take long at all. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, sorry, my reaction's probably not great, I'm so tired. But look at him, he's so cute. Oh, I love this shiny. So underrated, like I never hear anyone talk about it. Look at him, he's just freaking boxing. Bucks on. For some reason, to evolve Club, he needs to know Taunt, which is just odd, but anyway, he evolves into Graplock, which isn't as cute, but is definitely a cool shiny, being bright red. With my brand new shiny fighting type, I head straight to Spike Mouth. But I'm interrupted by yet another rival battle. It isn't Hop or Bead this time, thank the heavens, but it is Marnie, who I have battled a few times, but skipped all of them because nothing interesting happened. So why am I showing you now? Well, let's just say it's for narrative purposes, but the real reason will become clear very soon. Marnie's lead gets destroyed by Klobb for his first KO of the run. Toxicroak, however, resists Klobb's fighting type moves, so I bring in Pelly. She shakes off a poison jab on the switch, but a swagger on the next turn can be and is super annoying, with Pelly then hitting herself on that same turn. I then make a massive mistake as I leave Pelly in. A second poison jab brings her extremely low, and now her life is in her own hands. Okay, Pelly, please don't hit yourself. Please don't hit yourself. No, Pelly! Oh my god, I should have switched. I'm such an idiot. Pelly, no! Oh my god. Oh, I'm so stupid. Without Pelly, this run would have been over at Kabu. She was an absolute monster, and I hope in her time spent with us, you've learned to appreciate Pelippas all around the world just a little bit more, because at the end of the day, that's what she would have wanted. But now though, time moves forward. Mask can come in and burns the Femicidal Frog, and with his attack halved, it's safe for Mask to fire off a few bulldozers to take it down. Marty then brings in her Scrafty, who does land a dangerous crunch, but Mask then retaliates with a Will-O-Wisp. This makes it safe to bring Klobb back in, but he's swaggered on the switch. Let's just hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as Pelly. Thankfully, the IQ of an octopus isn't even comparable to a pelican, so using a +2 boost, Klobb brick breaks Marnie's last two Pokemon. Even with a Pelly-sized hole in the team and my heart, we don't have time to go shiny hunting for another team member, because this fight was destined for Klobb to win. So it's unfortunate that he has to switch out because Scrafty is a playground bully and threw sand in his eyes while he was bulking up on the monkey bars. Klobb was able to land one good hit with a brick break, but I wasn't taking any risks, so after missing his second brick break, I switched him out for Mask. Luckily, Klobb did put it in KO range. It does throw sand at Mask, but Mask retaliates by throwing a legit seismic tremor at it, which is a lot more effective. Piers then sends in his trickiest Pokemon. Being a dark psychic type makes Malamar a super threat for my team. Mask is still holding a Focus Sash, so I know I'm guaranteed to survive a Night Slash even if it crits. But the sand attacks from Scrafty made this less of a strategy and more of a prayer, which doesn't get answered as Will-O-Wisp misses. Between Night Slash and Psycho Cut, Malamar hits my whole team for super effective damage. Well, everyone but Firefoot Ace. Yeah, never mind. Ace can't stay in, so I switch in Rose on another surprisingly painful foul play. I know Rose can't one-shot here, so I just have to pray she can survive a Psycho Cut. So after tanking a Giga Drain, the Australian Squid charges up a super effective Psycho Cut, and Rose hangs on with 4 HP. You can't cut the Queen of Thorns. And with a second Giga Drain, Piers' deadliest Pokemon falls. Piers must be getting nervous because he sends in his ace early, but Obstagoon has a 4 times weakness to fighting, so it's an easy switch into Klobb. Obstagoon gets walled hard here as its best move against Klobb is Shadow Claw, and even with the high crit chance, it's nothing to worry about, so Klobb can set up a few bulk ups to chain kill both Obstagoon and his last Pokemon Skuntank for our 7th badge. With the 7th badge in hand and a freshly emptied slot on the team, I thought it would be a good time to hunt for another shiny. And when looking at Raihan's team, I noticed that half of them are weak to ice. So with that, I knew what type I was hunting for next. And so I went to Route 8. Now I chose Route 8 to hunt in because it was home to some really cool and powerful ice types, like Sonova, who could hit 100% accurate blizzards, or Sneasel, who could evolve into one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, or even Snom, who could become a massive sweeper with Quiver Dance. And there was Delibird in there too, I guess. But the Pokemon I found was way more special. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way! Shiny Darumaka. Darumaka? Why does it call it Darumaka? Darumaka! Alright, I was expecting like Probably Schnom or something. This is insane. Oh my. If you guys never played Sword and Shield before, this Pokemon's actually cracked. Oh my god, this is so... I'm so lucky. Look at him. I can't believe it. He's so cute, dude. Look at his little dance. Oh my god, my heart's like racing. Oh, this took ages too. It was so worth it for this. Look at him. Oh my god. Daru might not look very impressive right now, but I travel to the wild area and pick up the Ice Stone, which evolves silly little Daru into one of the most broken Pokemon ever made in Galarian Darmanitan. Don't let his ice cream shaped head fool you, this might be the hardest hitting Pokemon in all of Sword and Shield, and that's thanks to its ability, Guerrilla Tactics, which is essentially a free choice band. To make Daru even more broken, I talked to this little girl named Paula in Hammerlock who gives us an old letter which we deliver to this old man who says Paula used to be his childhood friend, but she kept her illness a secret from him, which caused an argument before he moved away and he never heard from her since. So, this is a random ghost child. Well, nevertheless, we get rewarded for our spiritual quest with a choice scarf, which can be combined with Guerrilla Tactics, which means Daru basically has 2 choice items attached. This is going to be great. Daru's favorite ice cream topping is blood, and she's ready to spill plenty of it in the battle against the 8th and final gym leader Raihan. But she won't be alone, as this is a double battle. So the newest and eldest team members enter the battlefield against Raihan's Flygon and Gigalith, the latter of which has Sandstream setting up a Sandstorm. This doesn't stop Daru from one-shotting Flygon with a 4x super effective Ice Punch, but Rock types get extra special defense in the sand, which allows Gigalith to survive Rose's powerful Giga Drain. It then targets Daru with a Body Press, and a crit definitely would have killed, which would have just been really sad and embarrassing. But since Daru lives, she could one-shot Sandaconda, and Rose can finish off Gigalith for a double KO. But none of Raihan's Pokemon compared to his ace Duraludon. Being a part Steel type means Daru can't one-shot it, so I switch her out for Clob, as it G-maxes into a massive tower. Yeah, I don't know what Game Freak was cooking here. It hits a max Knuckle on Clob, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but does boost its attack stat. And Rose then somehow misses a Stun Spore, which seems almost impossible considering the gigantic size of G-Max Duraludon. I decide to switch Rose out for Mask as I detect with Clob. This doesn't fully protect him from the incoming Max Knuckle, but it does significantly decrease the damage. Duraludon is now at +2, but since it's only used Max Knuckle, I thought it'd be safe to switch here. Oh, I don't like that he's doing that. Oh no, wait, he didn't do that for Max Knuckle. Oh no, oh no. Not into Rose, not into Rose, not into Rose. Oh no, Rose. Oh, 1 HP. Oh my god. Oh. Wait, there's a Sandstorm? Okay, get the burn off, nice. But the Sandstorm might kill her? Please? Oh my god. Holy. We're so lucky. Well, I almost lose Rose there, which would have been devastating, but at least Mask gets to burn it with a Will-O-Wisp. I switch out Rose for Ace, who is safe from a one-hit KO thanks to his health Focus Sash, as I Dynamax Mask. But with Duraludon being burnt, it's not doing any damage, and a Max Quake then brings it into the red, and Ace uses his genetic gift from Dad Trio to finish the battle, winning us an almost deadly 8th badge. With my 8th and final badge, I can now enter the Champions Cup. But sadly, Rose had to stay in the box for these semi-finals because she went past the level cap. Thankfully, that wouldn't matter much against Marnie, as Clob sets up some bulk ups and then sweeps most of her team. The only threat on her team was her Ace G-Max Grimmstyle, and even with the defense boost, I wasn't sure if Clob was tanky enough to survive a max Starfall. Hey Clob, I need you to live this, bud. Please. Come on. Beast. Absolute beast. Wait, it wasn't even close really. A crit? Definitely would have killed. But hey, sometimes you just gotta risk the crit. What an absolute legend. Go on, Max Knuckle. Okay, but does this KO? It should do, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone. Oh my god, Club, you legend. Absolutely destroyed her. Goddamn, easiest sweep of my career. I'd love to say that Hop was just as easy, but unfortunately, I'm a silly sausage. Just like Marnie, Hop's first 4 Pokemon were easy enough. Club one-shot Dubwool, Mask and Ace tag team Corviknight, Club came back in to deal with Snorlax, and 2 EQs from Mask took down Pincurchin, leaving Hop with his ace Rillaboom. Now my team did take a lot of damage from all the fighting, so I didn't have an easy way to stall out Rillaboom's Dynamax turns. And it'd be great if Rose was here with us, but unfortunately she isn't. So I had to send in Ace, who takes a good chunk of damage from Max Overgrow. But he's Firefoot Ace, named after the number 1, as in best, and one of the goats of all of anime. He surely had this in the bag. Alright. Surely Max Flare kills here, right? Like, there's just no way it doesn't. Come on, come on. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh no. Please don't Max Quake. Please don't Max Quake. Oh no. Ace, please. Please. Ace, please. Ace, please. Oh, dude. Oh my god. Well, I don't know what else I could have really done there, man. Maybe bring out Daru? Oh, I don't know. Seriously, man. Well, naming him after someone who tragically died probably wasn't the best idea, as fate tends to follow the name. Well, I can bring in Daru and finish the fight with an Ice Punch, as Hop hits us with this super sweet line. Thanks Hop, but I'd appreciate that a bit more if you didn't just kill my shiny starter. Thankfully, we get to have a break between the semi-finals and the finals, and this ended up being like a 3-month break as I on and off hunted for my next shinies. My first target was one of the best shinies in the game though. Oh, yes! Let's go! Oh, I love this shiny. Look how cool that is, dude. The blue, the red. Oh my, they cooked with this. Oh, finally too. Oh my god. Look at him. Almost as good as Score Bunny, but hey, you know. Not quite, not quite. Look at him. Oh, dude, this shiny's actually so sick. I can't believe they made Zigzagoon cool. That's the crazy part. Get the ball, kid. I went from hunting one of the best shinies in the game to one of the worst because I thought shiny Togekiss looked like this. Because last time I used a shiny Togekiss was when I played this ROM hack that had custom shinies. So yeah, I was hunting for shiny Togepi. The problem is, Togepi only has like a 2% encounter rate, and I don't think I'm gonna get as lucky as I did with Daru, so I spend like 30 minutes just to find one Togepi, and then I take it to the wild area daycare and start breeding eggs. And so I began hatching, and hatching, and hatching, until finally I got a very special egg. Oh, let's go, that's shiny, right? Yes, shiny Togepi. Let's go. Alright, well compared to Score Bunny that didn't feel like it took long. I quickly evolved Goon into Obstagoon and just look at this shiny, it's so good. I love it so much. And then, well, this is Toge's shiny. God, I love Togekiss, but this shiny is just so lame. With my new powerful shinies, I can continue with the Champion Cup. Well, actually, I have to battle Orlina because she's like crashing out or something. I don't know. I kind of stopped paying attention, and it's been so long since I went back to the story after hunting for Togi and Goon, so I can't really remember what happened before the fight. But anyway, it was super easy, and then the art style changes, which was cool. Too bad I didn't read any of this. These games need voice acting, man. My attention span just can't handle it sometimes. Now, we can finally continue with the Champion Cup, except for Bede interrupts us walking onto the field. I am going to murder him in front of everyone. And oh boy did I. Mars takes down his Mawile with an Earthquake, and then a crit Shadow Claw one-shots his Gardevoir. Mask was getting low at this point, so I had to bring in Togi, who takes out the rest of Bede's team. 2 Air Slashes into Rapidash, and 2 Max Airstreams into Hatterene. Boom! Murdered! Sadly, Bede looks almost fulfilled, and the crowd starts cheering for him. The hell, guys? This is like rooting for this guy when watching John Wick. What's wrong with you people? Well, my revenge against Bede wasn't very satisfying, but we have to continue the actual Champion Cup finals now, and it begins with Nessa. And I would have loved to watch Rose do the run back, but Nessa leads with Golisopod, so I lead with Togi, and she goes crazy in this fight. She's holding onto the Choice Scarf, so she always outspeeds, and a crit Air Slash gets the clean one-hit KO onto Golisopod. Next is her Seeking, and not only does Togi's Air Slash crit again, it also flinches. Thank you, Serene Grace. Now, it doesn't matter, but it's crazy that the third Air Slash also crits, taking down Seeking. She then one-shots Nessa's Barrascuda without a crit. Togi just takes no prisoners. Okay, I spoke too soon. That miss allows Pelipper to set up a Tailwind, but even with the extra speed, Togi is still faster, and an Air Slash leaves the Peli Imposter in the red. But no flinch this time, and a rain boosted Water Pulse tickles Togi. She's such a monster. I decide to start getting prepared for the G-Max Dreadnought in the back, so I don't claim the KO with Togi. Instead, I send in Goon, but sadly Pelipper uses the free turn to heal with Roost. This kind of works in our favour, since Goon still outspeeds next turn despite the Tailwind, and a Headbutt leaves it on red HP, but we get another flinch. The RNG in this fight has been crazy. That was the last turn of Tailwind, and after a second Headbutt KOs Pelipper, the rain also fades, and Nessa is left with her ace G-Max Dreadnought. But by using Obstruct, Goon can easily tank the incoming G-Max move. I can then use a Dig on the next turn to dodge the second Max move. The Dig does some great damage, and Goon finally gets hit by a Max Rock Ball, but it does barely any damage. And that was her last turn of Dynamax, but we still have 3 turns of Dynamax left. Not that I needed it, as I switch into Rose, and just like our first battle against Nessa, Rose takes down her ace with a 4x super effective Giga Drain. Next in the cup is Bee and her fighting types, but Togi just one-shots her whole team. Yes, even her G-Max Machamp gets destroyed by a Max Airstream. So, easy peasy. We are now onto the battle that will decide who gets to challenge Leon, and our opponent is Raihan. I won't lie, I thought this would be a double battle, but I guess they aren't allowed to change the rules, which makes me think he might have beaten Leon if they changed the format. Nevertheless, he starts with Torkoal and I live with Mask. Sadly, because of Torkoal's massive 140 defense, an Earthquake can't one-shot, and it makes him drowsy with a Yawn. Raihan then uses a full restore, so Mask can't secure the knockout before falling asleep. I predicted him to go for a Solar Beam here, so with an elevated heart rate, I send in Rose, and he thankfully did use Solar Beam instead of a Fire type move. Rose can then finish what Mask started with a Giga Drain. This baits in his Tortonator, which is a huge threat to Rose, especially in the sun. But my team has 0 fire resist, which makes this really awkward. After some pondering, I decided to bring in the Goon, who eats an extra spicy Fire Blast, which does insane damage. The good news though is the sun does fade this turn. I wanted to scout what move he would use next, so I used an Obstruct as he uses Shell Trap. Shell Trap only does damage if you use a physical move against it, so it's a free switch into Togi. From here, 2 Air Slashes gets the kill. Since Togi is locked into Air Slash thanks to its Choice Scarf, I have to switch her out once Goodra enters the battle. And so I switch Daru into a Thunder, which sadly gets the paralysis, cutting Daru's speed. Thankfully, Goodra wastes a turn using Rain Dance, which allows Daru to land a stress-free Icicle Crash for an easy OHKO. I'm scared his Flygon will outspeed, so I switch into Mask, who is still asleep, and he stays asleep for 4 whole turns, to the point that he's left on 10 HP, before I have to switch into Togi, who can one-shot with a Dazzling Gleam, leaving Raihan with his ace Duraludon, who he immediately G-maxes as I send in Clob, on a max steel spike, which does insane damage. But I can Dynamax Club, and a max guard fully protects him from a second G-Max move. With his last G-Max turn, he gets a second max steel spike off, which means he's at +2 defense, so Max Knuckle does barely anything. But now that he's a little Duraludon, he shouldn't be a threat. Oh my god, that almost killed us. Oh, because it's got the defense boost from Max Steel Spike. Oh my god. And Max Knuckle doesn't kill. Oh. With Duraludon still alive, I switch into Togi on a weak body press, and a Dazzling Gleam secures us a battle with the undefeated champion. But that gets interrupted by Chairman Rose, who wants to bring about the darkest day, because destroying the world equals clean energy, I suppose. But this fight was super duper easy, as Klob sweeps his whole team, which brings us to the battle against Eternatus. The first phase wasn't any issue, as Mars just two-shots it with an Earthquake, but after that it becomes the God Hand. This fight was going super well, as it was just ignoring Mask, so I just kept clicking buttons. But the second it targeted Mask, I knew I was in real trouble. Dude, it's so low here. I think I haven't been using Earthquake, so it kind of like hits everyone. But I think I'm gonna Earthquake now, because they're super effective. So surely, okay, the crunch. Oh, dude, surely if Hop goes for high horsepower. Oh, where's that going though? No. Oh. Are you serious right now? Oh my god, dude. That's freaking cringe. Oh, it's so low. Well, Daru can come in and finish off the murdering hand with an Ice Punch, and with one giant Pokeball, we saved the world, but we lost Mask, one of the coolest Pokemon on the team. In a way, it wasn't even worth it if we have to walk around without Mask on the team anymore. I'm sorry, buddy. At this point, I'd already spent like 10 months doing this challenge, and I was ready to finish the run. So I decided to not replace Mask. Instead, I went in with my 5 trusty shinies. And as I walk onto the field of the final battle, I'm reminded of all my friends who gave their lives for me to get here. Arrow, the dog who lost his life before he could truly experience anything it had to offer him. Blippi, the one who started this adventure but lost his life to my ignorance. Pelly, the bird whose wings were clipped by my own stupidity and arrogance. Ace, the one who I thought could defy his destiny. And Mask, who died because of a madman's dream. I will become champion, and your lives will never be forgotten. And I lead the fight with the wrong Pokemon. God damn it. Let's just fix this real quick. There we go. Goon leads the final battle. Since Aegislash is in its shield form, Goon might not be able to one-shot, so I use Obstruct. So now when it uses Iron Head, it drops its defenses and Goon isn't hit. I shouldn't feel too smart though, because Goon uses a Night Slash into King Shield, lowering his attack on the next turn. So I'm back to the start. I use Obstruct one more time, so Aegislash is now at -4 defense. I know it's going to King Shield again, so to dodge that, Goon uses a Dig. This dodges the Protect, and with its defenses so low, Goon burrows out of the ground and gets the one-hit KO. Leon then sends out his Haxorus, and good chance is going to use a Dragon move, so I switch into Togi since she's immune to it. A Dazzling Gleam then not only one-shots Haxorus, but Dragapult as well. Togi is just such a beast. Togi does hate the cold however, so when Leon sends out Mr. Rhyme, I switch into Goon, who has a thick coat, so its chilly moves have no effect on him, and a Night Slash gets another one-shot. Inteleon is Leon's second last Pokemon, and I'm not sure if Goon could win the 1v1 here, so I bring in Rose to handle it. She eats a Snipe Shot with no problems, as it then uses a Tearful Look, which lowers Rose's special attack. So Rose's Giga Drain is the first attack to not OHKO, and then he uses a full Restore. Like a damn coward. So it takes 3 Giga Drains to finally KO his Inteleon, which was arguably his squishiest Pokemon yet. So, you know, a little ironic I suppose. But now the real battle begins, as Leon uses the energy of the region to Gigantamax his ace and legendary partner into G-Max Charizard. Its power is nothing to take lightly, as it looks down at Rose and with zero mercy fires off a G-Max Wildfire, engulfing Rose in flames, and sadly kills her. Thank you for making it this far, Rose. I then bring in Clob, which can stall turn 2 of Leon's Dynamax with a Detect, allowing Clob to survive a max airstream. It does proc his Citrus Berry, and since he can't outspeed anyway, I gamble for a second Detect in a row, which has like a 50% chance to fail. But the mad lad does it. He detects and he survives a second max airstream. With that, Leon's ace is back to a baby Charizard. Sadly, I do need a free switch to safely win the fight. So despite how hard he fought, we have to say goodbye to Clob as Charizard fires off an Air Slash, taking down my red Octopus. But now, I'm done playing around as I send in Daru.
Alright, my goal right now is to win this battle without Dynamaxing. How embarrassing would that be for him? So let's Rock Slide. Oh, he outspeeds. Oh, because of Max Airstream. I have Focus Sash, it's fine. As long as I don't get burnt, we should be fine. We should be fine. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait, does this still KO? Come on. Yes! Daru, you beast! Let's go. Beat the undefeatable, I did air quotations, you can't see, undefeatable champion without Dynamaxing. Leon, you suck, brother. Oh my god. That, if it was any other Pokemon, Daru might not have been able to clutch that out.
With that, I've beaten a Pokemon Sword Hardcore Nuzlocke using only shiny Pokemon. This was really fun despite how long it took, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this game. If you want another video from me, then I suggest watching my shiny frog only Nuzlocke or my newest Nuzlocke video. Thank you for watching guys, and stay safe.